Oh.
It's doing its connecting.
Everybody looks fabulous.
Yes,
So
yes,
do.
yes.
Yeah, really, you all look so well. And it's not because I miss everybody either. You really do look great.
May we return the compliment, you beautiful bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wink, go ahead.
I've called you bitch before.
Go ahead, Wink. We're live.
Hello, everybody. I'm Wink Martindale, and it is a pleasure to be hosting this 95th birthday cyberspace shindig to our boy singer, master of the Hollywood Squares, the Emmy-winning Peter Marshall. Why don't we call this love fest for love of Pete? I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Pete won 5 Emmys for his terrific emceeing style. In fact, in 1974 alone, he won 2 Emmys, one for Best Host in a Game Show and the other for Daytime Host of the Year. Now, during the next hour or so, we're going to hear from some of Pete's many friends, and we'll see clips from his over 80 years in show business. Let me ask you a couple of things, or lay a couple of facts on you. Did you know that Peter was not the original host for Squares? No. Bert Parks was MC for the pilot, but when NBC picked up the show, they brilliantly cast Peter as host. Pete had started his career when he was 14 years old as NBC's youngest page, and was also half a comedy team with the great Tommy Noonan. A few more facts about Squares. The panel on the first show, taped October 17th, 1966, there was Wally Cox, there was Rosemary, Maury Amsterdam, there was Agnes Moorehead, Ernie Borgnine, Abby Dalton, Charley Weaver in the bottom left square, of course, Pamela Mason, and Nick Adams. Now, as we all know, one of the most hilarious celebrities on the show was Paul Lynde, who occupied the center square. But interestingly, Paul did not become a regular on the show until the fall of 1968. And one final fact, Ernie Borgnine was the gentleman in the center square on the very first show. And who was in the center square on the very last show? The one and only George Gobel. Now let's meet our special guests, Chita Rivera, Sandy Duncan, Leslie Uggams, Loni Anderson, Ruta Lee, and Jackie Joseph. And Chita, we'll start with you because I know you have to leave soon. You were part of Peter's breakthrough when they did Bye Bye Birdie together in London. How was he to work with? What are your memories of Peter Marshall?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, I have to say, I love you, Peter. Oh, yes, I do. I love you, Peter. When you're not near me, we're blue. Oh, Peter, we love you. Peter was, first of all, not bad looking to look at. I mean, he was really gorgeous and very tall, and he was the easiest person in the world. And I'm coming from Dick Van Dyke, you know, so it was in London that we did Birdie, and Lisa was a baby. It was my second show in London. We lived in Chelsea. Our families just integrated brilliantly, and Peter was just the best leading man I could ever have hoped for, and we became friends for the rest of our lives. And Peter, his son, was the baseball player. Little Pete. And I remember being out at his house one time, and I'm scared to death of snakes. And I was tested to see how much I love my daughter, because she was. I was out. I see you, Leslie. I was out in their house in Woodland Hills, and I hear a rap on the window, and it's Lisa with little Pete and Jamie, and they had a snake wrapped around their arm, and I knew then and there that I could kill, because I didn't save my daughter, but thank God I didn't have to deal with it. But that was all kinds of wonderful things that happened with the family out there and our relationship. And here is my pride and joy. Hi, Uncle Pete.
Misa. We love you so much.
Yeah, well, Misa was like one of his daughters, and she
Yeah.
was a tiny little thing.
And Jamie, my best friend.
Yeah. So we had a life together. It wasn't
Yeah.
just show business.
No.
It was a life together, and that's what Peter was like. He was, and that mellow voice of his. I mean, that speaking voice was just so warm,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sexy. But I'm just so happy to be here, and I just wish I could see Peter.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be able to see him at the end of the show, and that'll be fabulous. But he brought together so many wonderful people, such as my girlfriends here. And everybody's looking as good as Peter does, I'm sure. So I love you, Peter.
Love you, Uncle Pete.
And I'll see you guys later. God bless.
Love you.
Mwah, mwah,
Now,
mwah.
all of you notice that Chita is very wordy. She takes a long time to get through her speech. And that is for this reason. She gets paid by the word. And she wants to come out of this real good. Chita Rivera, thank you so much. Sandy
Thank you,
Duncan was
guys.
one of the most frequent guests on Squares, and Sandy Duncan is going to be next. Sandy, what was he like when the cameras weren't rolling?
Oh, well, all right. Peter, okay, this is between you and me. Keep your big mouth shut. Okay, I was late 20s, early 30s when I did Hollywood Squares, and we had to bring tops, so it looked like we were in something different every day. And at this point, you know, you can wear sweats or shorts or nothing. We've read a lot of people working at home. So we had outfits, but Peter had to have full drag, you know, every show. He'd put on a suit and a tie and a thing. He looked incredible. And he was very, I don't know, chic and handsome and smart and funny. And this is before I was married to Don for 41 years and had two kids that are now sons in their mid-30s, Jeff and Mike. I had okay. I had a big crush. I had a big crush
Get it
on
out,
Peter
Sandy.
because of all the things that we know about him. And he started in Broadway. So we were both coming from Broadway. So I thought, well, we have that in common. And I didn't know anything about his personal life. And I didn't really care, is the truth. I just had this crush. So whenever he would razz you from his position, he would razz everybody, you know, but he did it with such warmth and kindness that you never got mad. And he would razz me a lot because I never got a question right. He'd go, Sandy, no, that's not the answer. Okay, and then he'd go on. So I looked upon that as a point of flirting with me. So Peter, I love you. I had a crush. I never admitted, and now I am beet red as. Thank you for that crush. I'm so embarrassed. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much. Now, Leslie Uggams, Leslie is up next. Leslie not only did Squares, she sang on his variety show in 1976, and they co-hosted the game show Fantasy together. So, Leslie, in your humble opinion, which I know you do respect, how did Peter Marshall keep control of all those stars that he had to deal with on Hollywood Squares? Do you have any idea?
Well, I can tell you one thing. He was a taskmaster. Because I remember one of the Hollywood Squares I did, I tried to do, I thought, okay, I could be a Paul Lynde. And there was one of the question. And of course, I screwed it up. And he reprimanded me right there on the show with the audience, saying, now that is not right. You could cause the person to lose money. And I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. But the great thing with Peter and I, because when we did Fantasy, he was the one that recommended me to co-host with him because somebody else was supposed to do it. And we had the best time. Peter was very funny. I remember we had to do a promo for one of the stations, and we got the giggles, and we could not stop laughing. and the tears were rolling down our eyes.
Oh, yeah.
The director and producer were not finding it very funny at all, But Peter was he was so wonderful. And with the Hollywood Squares, they would take you on a vacation. And all of us would go to either Puerto Vallarta, some of these fabulous places. And we were able to bring our kids and, our spouses. And he was so good to my son, Justice, and to my daughter, Danielle. He treated them like they were his own. And those were the best times because he was just such a wonderful, loving kind of person. And he was good looking, too.
I said that, Leslie. It's mine.
Married 55 years, so it was.
Oh well.
It's cool, but he was, and then we would talk about theater because he came from the theater, and we used to talk about all kinds of shows and things like that. But I miss him so much, and I just want to say, happy birthday, Peter. Happy birthday, Peter. Happy birthday. Love you.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much, Leslie Uggams. Loni Anderson. In addition to Lonnie appearing on Squares, Peter did a guest spot on WKRP in Cincinnati, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And I have to tell you, first of all, that I met Peter in '78 before WKRP even went on the air. And so I was terrified because I'd never been on a game show. I'd never been, and I already, speaking of having a crush, from afar, and I was on the show and I was so afraid that I was just going to be a disaster and I wouldn't be clever. And he was so understanding and so sweet. And then when he came on WKRP, well, we did a show called, remember Real People?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it was like the first reality. Our producer, creator of WKRP hated reality television. So he did a parody of Real People called Real Families. And the hosts were Peter Marshall and Daphne Maxwell Reid, who was married to Venus Flytrap at the time. And so Peter, of course, they had other names, but the show was done exactly like Real People. And the people that they went to visit was the family of Herb Tarlick, who was our salesman at WKRP. And so they went to see Herb and Lucille. Well, being a parody, it was vicious. I mean, I looked at it again last night just to make sure, because Peter and I have talked about this since. They were not nice, in going after this real family. And Peter, being the fabulous actor that he is, and the wonderful host, and so familiar to everybody, when the show aired, we got all kinds of hate mail, and Peter got nasty mail and everything. And they said, how could you turn into this guy? And nobody thought of it as a show. He was just too good. He was too good at being Peter that everybody believed that it was a real show and not just a part of WKRP. But he's fantastic, and he's been my friend ever since.
He's going to love what you just said, too.
Yeah.
That's a great story. Thank you very much, Lonnie. Ruta Lee's next. Ruta did a lot of Squares and often went on Squares junkets, as so many, other people did. Ruta, what are your memories of this great guy?
Well, first of all, I want to say a very, very happy birthday to Peter and his beautiful Lori and all the family that are gathered around him today. And from my Mousie to their pets, happy birthday to Daddy. And I have to tell you that one of the funniest moments I think I ever had in my life was on Squares. And I don't know if Peter will remember this. I certainly will never forget it. But his question to me was having to do with Dolly Parton's breast size. And I looked at him and I said, oh, for God's sake, Peter, don't ask me. I have a tattoo on my chest that says, in case of rape, this side up. Well, you can imagine what happened at NBC. The suits are running around panicking. Cut tape. Will they be able to go on air with it? Will they not be able to go on air with it? And to this day, I don't know whether they went on air with it or not. What's so terrible about that, right?
Well, yeah,
Nothing.
in this day and
Standards and
age.
practices, memos.
Thank you.
Anyway, those poor guys, I don't blame them. But being with Peter has been a joy because we had lots of mutual friends and we were in the same wedding parties together, and we just had a glorious life together. And Peter was a very good friend of Alex Trebek's, who of course was my dearest buddy. And so all of us are just saying a very happy and blessed birthday to you, dear Peter. And kindly consider, as you know, the title of my book is Your Ass Kissed. Consider your ass kissed. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Here's to you and yours, darling.
Thank you, Ruta. Now, Jackie Joseph, she's a veteran of showbiz like Peter, and involved in Actors and Others for Animals, and very personal friends. Jackie, what comes to mind in your mind when I mention the name of Peter Marshall?
Oh my gosh, what doesn't come to mind?
In other words, where do you start?
First of all, I'm impressed with all the gorgeous and wonderful women that he has here speaking to him. And it's a heady bunch to be with. And some are very good friends and some I barely know at all. One starred in a movie with my ex-husband. Hi, Sandy. He loved you so much. Maybe me, not so much. But anyway, a lot of people were saying they were on the squares a lot. Well, I was on a square. I did it one time. I was so nervous that every single day, every single program, nobody called on my square. I was just all ready to be one of the jolly, jovial people, and nobody wanted to make their X where I was. And the only person who talked to me was Tony Randall. And because I was wearing a sweater, a nice little sweater, and he went up to me and said, "Oh, look at those." And I thought, okay. So that was my unfortunate square experience. Other experiences with Peter. Oh, one of a really fun one is that I had taken Melissa Gilbert when she was a little girl over to the Popeye show. So Tom Hatton could interview her and they would talk about Actors and Others for Animals. And after the show, I took Melissa to Baskin Robbins. And while we're waiting, I saw on the shelves there was a wallet. And I went, oh, somebody left their wallet. And I opened it up and it said Peter Marshall.
Oh my gosh.
And I looked and I said, you know, we know who this person is. Can we bring him his wallet? And the guy at Baskin Robbins, he just let us walk off with his wallet. Luckily, I wasn't lying. And we drove up to Peter's house and he was so pleasantly surprised. As
Wow.
Anyway, that was a fun little thing. But I want to talk about Actors and Others and Peter's ever non-ending showing upness. He just someone who showed up. He not only really cared, he was there. And the last time we went up to Doris Day's event in Carmel, celebrating her 90th birthday. And we thought that was so old. Well, Peter, that was not that old, was it? We had a great time. We auctioned off things together. And, Doris has a fanship that always would show up at her birthdays in Carmel. But the events were so overwhelming that Doris was never expected to attend herself. But on her 90th birthday, all of a sudden there was this buzz in this ballroom where the event was taking place. And you heard people go, what is it? Is it? Oh, she's here. She. And then it became electrified in the room because these people who all they wanted of Doris Day is to let her know how grateful they were to her and how much they loved her. And that's all they wanted her to know. That's all they wanted from her. And when she showed up, you never saw so many grown men crying. Tears were coming down their face. It was like everybody's impossible dream suddenly became true. And you could see that. And Doris stayed. She said if everybody just lined up after this big long evening of show and clips and Peter and Sue Raney entertaining, she stayed and took a picture with every single person. I'm talking several hundred people were in a big room, and she waited the whole evening, made everybody the night of their life. It was unforgettable, and just watching it made your heart just burst with happiness for everybody, and so that was a great time to share. And
Peter was singing at this event. Peter
sang with Sue Raney.
Oh my!
Very charming.
I bet.
And and there were film clips that nobody expected any more than dinner and auction, some film clips, and to be with each other. They all were mutual Doris lovers. But when she showed up, I mean, talk about a magic evening. That was a thunderstruck magic evening. And you really saw people's life change. It was thrilling. And Peter was so generous when we were in Carmel. I mean, if he was going to go eat with his family, it was, come on, come along. Just, he was inclusive and loving and appreciative. And so you still are, Peter. Thanks a heap. Thanks for coming through this nightmare of an illness and being our Peter. We love you forever.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. I would like to add to that singing conversation regarding Peter Marshall that I must say, as one who's played records on the radio all my life, I have never heard a singer sing a song any better than Peter Marshall. That beautiful voice of his, and he knows, I think, lyrics to every song that was ever written, especially the songs, the Great American Songbook. So Peter,
he loved doing those big band.
Oh yeah, and nobody done it better.
That's right.
What a great voice.
And the other thing that I want to mention too is one of the funniest pieces of tape that you'll ever see, if you've never seen it, are the outtakes from Hollywood Squares. Maybe they can put some of those on the tail end as we're fading out. But have you seen them, Ruta? Have you seen them before?
The whole batch, no, but I'm very willing to rent a theater and have us all come and visit. I'll bring the martinis.
Okay, by the way, also coming up before we finish up this show for Peter Marshall will be Charo, Karen Valentine, Rich Little, Tom Bergeron, Bill and Susan Hayes, Anson Williams, Kathy Lennon, Millicent Martin, Glenn Scarpelli, Monica Mancini, Sue Raney, JoAnne Worley, and of course, the guest of honor himself, Peter Marshall. Now we are going to see examples of just how versatile and how talented Peter is by watching some clips that begin with his very first appearance on television in 1949. That's been, 2 or 3 weeks ago, huh? You'll also hear some greetings from a few more of his very special friends. Here we go.
We used to call them actors. Let there be sorrow now. Let
Telling you, Miss Brill, we're going to make your novel into a great picture, a marvelous picture. Don't you worry about a thing. In fact, I'm calling in two of my best screenwriters to do the screenplay. I want you to meet them.
Oh, I'd like to very much. I do hope the picture turns out well.
We've got it, JB! Listen to this! Listen to this! Don't move. Ready? Ready. If it isn't love, what is it? Is it something in the air? Is it just a fleeting visit of mal de mer? If it isn't love, what does it? Is it something that I ate? Was it marinated herring? Was it grape Suzette? What is that feeling that comes a stealing and keeps me reeling and keeps me... Great boys, it's sock. It ought to be a smash hit. But I'll tell you something, boys, I'm taking you off that picture. I want you to work with Miss Brill here. We're going to do a great picture out of her novel, Luncheon in Bed.
How do you do?
What's it about?
What's it about?
What's it going to be about? It's about a boy and a girl. Let's see, we'll change it to...
Change it?
Yes, we have to change the title. Let's see, Luncheon in Bed. I've got it. Come to the table.
Great. It takes place on this farm. See, you got this hayseed character. He wants to build a new barn.
He's got 12 old barns, see, but he wants a new one. You see, this guy's hot for barns.
Yeah, and he's got a little girl, see, little midget O'Brien, always crying. She don't care about barns. This kid likes circuses.
You see, she never gets to go to a circus on account of living on this hick farm.
Yeah, but all the time she keeps asking her father, Daddy, 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 please, 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 for Pete's sake, Daddy, take me to the circus, take me to the circus.
But I don't take her, see, and you know what happens? The kid runs away, the old man can't find her. You know why? She's run away to a circus.
Yeah, intrigue. The old man don't know this, see, so all of a sudden, one day...
The barns catch fire. All 12 of the barns catch fire. Can't you see it? Smoke, flames, flames, smoke. The fire engines, they come. Clang, 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 clang.
Not the fire engines, elephants. The little kid comes back from the circus and she's got the elephants with her.
I've got it, and the elephants put out the flames with their trunks.
JB, picture it, 50 elephants. Zipping.
Spraying.
Dipping.
Spraying.
Dipping.
Spraying. It's magnificent.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Tommy and I, we'd like to dedicate something to those hearty souls that have to travel by car this summer on their vacation, and say they traveled through the Midwest or through the South. But we'll cite an example. We leave Chicago by car, we hit Indiana, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and all them beautiful states, and all the way on that radio, in that car, there's only one radio program you can get. You're overacting, son. There'll be blood on the saddle and there's blood on the ground, and that poor bloody cowboy spilled his blood on. Hi there, paypeckers. How y'all out there in Radio Land today? Broadcasting once again from that gorgeous town of Clint, Texas. It's your old buddy, your old wrangler, your old pal, your old neighbor.
You old dirty.
Your old friend. Tex, you know it, Texas. Your Oklahoma cowboy, and I tell you, goober shuckers, we got some great songs to sing for you tonight. But well, I tell you, we got an opening ditty. Well, it's a pretty thing, and this song I'd like to sing. I'd like to dedicate it to Sally, Frank, and Mary, three wonderful people on their first wedding anniversary. Understand? That's what I do. Now we're going to sing this right from my heart.
But first, a message from our sponsor.
You're good. Have you paypeckers listening to us out there? Have you got rattly dentures, broken dentures, chipped, funny-looking, off-centered, squeaky ones? Well, if and you do, don't get upset and fret about her. Listen.
Madman Gums, the demented dentist, has the world's largest selection of used false teeth. Uppers, lowers, bridges, and partial plates at prices you can't afford to pass up, even if you got your own teeth. Today's special, a 1946 upper plate, complete with teeth covers, for only $9.75. This plate is good as new. Was formerly owned by an old woman who chewed nothing but oatmeal.
There's a fellow here in the studio audience with us today wearing a Madman Gums' denture set, and he's gonna make a testimonial.
I'm ready for you.
Good boy. What do you think?
Don't get the shies on me now.
I haven't got the shy. What do you?
Speak right up,
I'm gonna belch you. What do you think of your Madman Gums' dentures?
Swell, certainly swell. I like them
So if you need Madman Gums' dentures, goober shuckers, go into one of many of his stores and ask for Madman Gums. Talk to Madman Gums.
When you do, back off a little bit, because he slobbers.
We got a song here, it's a foot tapper, and it's entitled, If I Give My Heart to You, What's Gonna Pump All This Blood? It's a jumper. Oh, them good ones go, don't they?
You're not drinking.
No, not tonight. There's nothing in those bottles in there that can make me feel the way you do. Julie, I hate to think about tomorrow.
season.
Never leave me, is all that I can say. I keep repeating, never leave me, for if you'd run away, I'd be like the dawn without a sunrise, a ship without a sail, a keyless lock, a kite without a tail. If you fail me, if you'd leave me, you'll take my heart with you. I can't believe you'd ever leave me, when love is still so new. For when you hear love calling, you know you must obey. So never leave me, darling. Stay, stay.
Hello, dear.
Hi, honey.
You look beat.
One of those days, everything fell right into place. The wrong place.
I'm sorry.
Any mail?
Well, nothing important.
Nothing important. Just some bills.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Jeff. What's eating you?
I think he swallowed a canary. He's been whistling and humming around here all afternoon.
Oh? Okay, son, out with it.
Out with what?
The canary.
Dad? Mom? We're rich. Oh, sure. I mean it.
Oh, you'd better teach that canary another song, son.
But Dad, here, look. I told you, we're rich. We could use the money and...
Jeff, I don't find this very funny.
But Dad!
Nobody ever said you lacked imagination, but I'm not in the mood for playing games.
Dad!
Besides, this isn't a very funny game, writing entries into a bank book. You can get into real trouble for this, son. Didn't they teach you that in school?
Yes, I mean, no, I mean, but I didn't.
Okay, Jeff, that's enough.
But Dad, please listen. Mr. Anson...
I said that's enough!
Harry, he didn't mean to do anything.
I know he didn't mean. That's not the point. The point is he did it. Susan, I know this is make-believe now, but I don't think it's healthy for a child to think he can dream up an answer for every problem in life.
You're exaggerating the importance of this. He's 9 years old. He's just a baby.
He's got to learn sometime, and now's as good a time as any. I have a brief but interesting message for you about Kellogg's cereal packages. You know the big ones. Kellogg's new ideal shape, big on the inside, a comfortable size outside, easy to handle and fit in the cupboard. But do you know the one-serving packages? The individual open when you're ready and eat it now, always fresh, always handy, one bowl full at a timer's kind of cute. And in assortments, a 6-pack of Kellogg's Ready Sweetened cereals, the favorite of kids and of some other folks, called Kellogg's Snack Pack. And 6-pack of cereals adults ask for most, called Request Pack. 8 of a single kind. Not all Kellogg's cereals come this way, but you'll find some of your favorites, called Kellogg's Handy Pack. An assortment of 10 packs, a little something for everybody, called Kellogg's Variety. An assortment of 18 packs, a little something for more than everybody, called Kellogg's Jumbo Assortment. Watch for them.
Madame Pompadour was on the ballroom floor, said all the gentlemen, obviously. The madam had the cutest, personality. And think of all the books about the Barry's looks. What was a mater, the toast of Parry? But up her hip, she had a well-developed personality. And was it Romeo, she and Juliet, or Pierrot in Pierrette, or Jupiter in Juno? You know. Well, of course I know. And when Salome danced and had the boys in France, no doubt it must have been easy to see that she knew how to use her personality. And why are certain girls offered certain things like sable coats and wedding rings by men who wear their spats right? That's right, that's right, that's right. So don't you say I'm smart and have the kindest heart. I want a wonderful brother on me. So tell me how you like my personality.
Honey.
What's the matter?
A guy I went to school with. What's his name? Trevor Phipps. Trevor. No, don't let him see you. No. He's one of those rich, spoiled kids. Gets everything he wants, you know. He always used to win all the games and all the girls and never let you forget it. You know the type. Yeah.
Right over here, sir.
Right, okay.
Albert? Albert, you daffy devil, I thought it was you! Trevor Phipps!
Trevor Phipps! No kidding!
David, come over here. Look who I found. It's good old Albert.
Hello, Mavis.
Hey, it's been ages. Let me take a look, huh? Oh, black yachting cap, tacky, Al, tacky. You look like a chauffeur.
Chauffeur? Did you hear that, Jane? Look like a chauffeur. No, actually, I'm in mourning.
Mourning?
Yes, one of my dinghies died.
Cute, Al, cute. And you must be the wife.
Oh, yeah, this is Jane. Jane, Trevor Phipps.
I'm charmed. This is my wife, Mavis. Al, you remember Mavis, don't you?
Oh, I sure do.
Yes, Al and Mavis used to go together before I came along. Remember that night, Al?
What? I don't think I'll ever forget it.
I have a brilliant idea. Why don't you invite us up for a little drinky poo? We're only in town for the day and we can talk about old times.
We'd just love to see your place, Albert.
And I'd love to show it to you, too, Mavis. Yeah, why don't we have a little drinky poo? Just hop in my car. It's parked right out in front, and I'll be through with this in a minute.
Great. What car is it?
The Rolls.
The Rolls. A-okay, Al. A-okay. Oh, Mrs. Foster, have a nice day. Hey, big guy. Big guy, how's it going, huh?
Oh, all right, Greg. I guess I'm just a little depressed, that's all.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, you just don't turn your back on 25 years of marriage.
Well, all I know is what you've been telling me. You were never married. You were under house arrest.
Oh, come on, Greg. Norma isn't that bad. She just lashes out at me now and then because she's basically insecure.
So is Attila the Hun.
Well, let's face it, Greg. She's the only woman I've ever known.
Hey, buddy boy, we'll fix that. Listen, you only go around once in life. You gotta grab everything you can.
Oh, what do I know about that? I'm a middle-aged dentist.
There are plenty of shapely young things out there with crooked teeth who will find you irresistible.
They're your patients. I get the Paladin crowd.
Excuse me. Dr. Carter, Miss Gordon is waiting.
Thank you, dear. Tell her I'll be right there. Well, pally pal, this is your opportunity to see how the other half of the office lives.
Oh, come on, Greg, don't rush me. The body isn't even cold yet.
If we are both talking about the same body, it's been cold for about 25 years. Come on. I want you to meet, Choo-Choo.
Choo-Choo?
Choo-Choo.
Oh, wait.
No!
This lovely kitty's name is Barbara. B-A-R-B-R-A. For what her master says are obvious reasons. And if you want to know what those reasons are, let's check with our special guest, Peter Marshall. Hello, Pete.
Hi, Betty.
Oh, easy. There you go.
Well, Barbara is a male, but was the
His name is Barbara.
His name is Barbara, and I believe he looks very much, not quite as pretty, but very much like Barbara Streisand.
But can he sing?
Oh, well, he does a pretty good thing on Happy Days Are Here Again.
Thank
2 bars.
you. But have you always been a cat man?
Yes, since I was a child, I've always had a cat somewhere along the line. Even when I I traveled on the road during the days with Tommy Noonan and myself. We were together. I would have a cat someplace, and I was during the war in Italy. I picked up a cat, and I love cats. I think they're the closest thing to a woman that I've ever encountered. They're very feminine and independent, and if you treat them well, they'll love you.
And you're not the only one who has said that. Men have a tremendous affinity for cats. You know, there's even a cat club up in San Francisco.
Oh, I could believe it.
Gents, cable car cats, and they have their meetings and no women are allowed.
Oh, all guys.
All guys.
Oh, hey, I love that.
Just cat guys. Why do you suppose they remind you so much of women?
Well, they're independent, and if when they want you, you know, they'll do all of their moves, and when they don't want you, forget it, Charlie. You know.
I was on your show. And
Yes, you were,
the
sort
world
of.
knows, sort of. I know the world knows I was on his show and nobody ever asked me a question.
True.
Maybe it's because they thought I didn't understand it. All right, listen, you're going to go on the road away from squares. You're going to do something.
I do my nightclub act with the Chapter 5. We're opening the 11th of September with the Mills Brothers, who we worked with in Kansas City. Oh, they're adorable. We'll be at Mill Run with the Mills Brothers. That's September the 11th. And with Joni Rivers up in Harrah's in Reno on September the 18th for 2 weeks.
You're going to sing a lot in your show.
I do. I sing in the act.
You want to practice?
Sure.
You got a microphone.
All righty. Oh, you know something? This is from Bye Bye Birdie, and I followed you in at the Riviera Hotel.
With Bye Bye Birdie.
That's right.
Sure. Gray skies are going to clear up. Put on a happy face.
Sing the song. Brush off the clouds and cheer up. Hey, put on a happy face.
Take off that gloomy mask of tragedy. Just not your style.
You'll look so good that you'll be glad you decided to smile.
Pick out a pleasant outlook. Stick out that noble chin.
Then you wipe off that full outlook. Then you slap on a happy grin. And then you spread sunshine all over the place. And
put on a happy face. Pick out a pleasant outlook.
And you stick out that noble chin.
Which one? Wipe off that full of doubt look.
Slap on a happy grin.
And spread that sunshine all over the place.
And put on a happy face. Put on a happy face.
And now, with Alan Copeland directing the NBC Tonight Orchestra, here's that man, Peter Marshall.
Time was when I would sit by my radio, listening to Duke or Count Basie blow. One lovely yesterday, Buddy Rich knew where the time was. Woody and Benny gave birth to swing. Glenn Miller did his romantic thing. Tommy Dorsey put me away. Our dancers embraced, the music erased all the cares of the time. Old Frank Ender Bingle made jukeboxes jingle. Remember 3 plays for a dime. So good people, sit back, relax while we fantasize and step in the shoes of the gals and the guys who made our times happy then. Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream, that's the thing to do. Things never are as bad as they seem.
sounds great.
The gentleman with the blue-eyed shoes, you know
You gotta dance and dance to get in the mood. In the mood.
Oh Lord, I want forever.
In the mood.
Yeah, Lord, together.
In the mood.
Oh Lord, it's all together.
And this nigga's really in the mood now. Do-the-yabba-do-ba-you-da-da-da-day. The breaks away. Oh my God. Hey, don't it put you in the mood? Hold these memories, lots of joy, and really put you in the
Hola, Peter Marshall. I'm so happy to wish you happy birthday. I love you, you know that. I had such a good time every time I had the opportunity to work together. You are the best, el mejor de los mejores. You were the best ever happened to the Hollywood Square. You have so much talent. I love you. And I would like to spend in a few days when they allow us to get together a good time with you. Please save a piece of cake for me, because you know I like chocolate. Happy birthday. Mucha salud, mucha felicidad, y mucho cuchi cuchi. Mwah. I love you, you know that.
Very.
Oh my God.
Hi, Peter. Karen here. You, my darling, deserve the very, very happiest birthday ever with all that you've been going through these last couple of months.
With all that
You earn inspiration. Whatever you do it full out with great style. You do it elegantly and you make it look effortless. And you do it all. Stage, screen, comedy, radio, concerts, commercials, recordings, nightclubs, hosting, books. By my count, you're at least a double, quadruple threat. And Peter, because of you, I have some of the best memories. Like doing the Dean Martin celebrity roast to roast you. I remember arguing vehemently with Greg Garrison, telling him, no, I can't say that about Peter. It's mean, and it's not even true. Huh. No Don Rickles eye, huh? Well, I'm so thankful I was invited to appear on Hollywood Squares and had the good fortune of meeting you. Little did I know I was in for a life-altering experience. And wow, what a ride. It was like I ran away and joined the circus. No matter where you turned, you'd bump into another great star or comedy legend. Please, who gets to share a dressing room with Ethel Merman, Toady Fields, and Emma Jean Coca? Who gets to share a laugh with Vincent Price coming down the hall with his 5 neckties for his 5 wardrobe changes? And coming out of makeup and running smack dab into Lucille Ball and Jack Benny? Oh, those are fun memories. Oh, and there was that night when aftershocks from the Sylmar earthquake hit and stopped us in the middle of taping. Oh boy, that scaffolding was really swaying pretty good. And Paul, who had been seriously dieting, ran to a vending machine and came back with an armful of candy, looked me in the eye and said, "You're so young to die." Well, so as I see it, the Squares qualified not as a 3-ring circus, but a 9-ring circus. And you, my dear Peter, were the perfect ringmaster. Your impeccable timing made the show hum along and flow, except maybe for that aftershock. And, well, maybe when Jack Palance fell asleep in his square during taping. Scary. Anyway, there was never a dull moment. And we were all a big extended family. And that family feeling emanated and radiated from you. You always embrace those around you. You put us at ease. You make us feel important and wanted. Thank you, Peter, for being you. and for embracing me all these years. Happy birthday, darling. I love you. Mwah.
Hi, I'm Rich Little. You know, Peter Marshall was the best host that Hollywood Squares ever had. My gosh, he made Paul Lynde famous. Happy birthday, Peter. One word of advice. Do not blow out the candles on your birthday cake. My gosh, the heat will drive you back. Glad you're well again. Take care.
So, Peter, I can't believe age. Time is amazing, isn't it? But all the years together, we wish you such a happy birthday. From Hollywood Squares we did together, or PBS specials, interviews, variety shows. You have so much talent, but most of all, you are always so sweet and dear and kind and handsome, and we just love you. I can't be with my sisters because we're still in between shots, all of us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this from all of us. May you always be a dreamer. May your wildest dreams come true. May you know that you are loved, and happy birthday to. We love you, Peter. God bless you, and wow, all these years, and we're right behind the show. Have a great one. Cherish the moment. Bye. From Kathy, and Janet, and Dee Dee, and Mimi, and Peggy. So all of us send our love.
All right, so you're picking Gilbert Gottfried. All right, good enough. Gilbert? Gilbert, who was the best host of the Hollywood Squares?
The best host of the Hollywood Squares? Well, I hate to break it to you, Bergeron, but it wasn't you. Peter Marshall.
So if you watch it,
for the win.
Take care, bud.
That was good.
Peter, I want to wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. You know, it's hard to believe that it was almost 50 years ago that I walked into an audition that changed my life. You paid me $500 a week, and I thought I had won the friggin' lottery. And it's because of you that I went on to have a thriving musical career. And for that, I thank you. You've been such a big part of my life. You're the best. Pete, I love you.
Hi, Peter. Anson here. I want to wish you a super happy birthday. We had so much fun on Hollywood Squares, and I was this young guy, and you made me feel so comfortable. And but the best time I ever had with you was in Ohio somewhere. We did some personal appearance, but you introduced me to the greatest sandwich on earth. It was big onions. It was so good. You're a man who loves life, and you just radiate fun and sunshine to everyone you meet. So God bless. Happy birthday. Love you much.
Nice.
Stay safe.
John, while he's still.
Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face.
Here's to you, Peter. You prince of a guy, your goodness, your talent, they light up the sky. We love you. We need you. We want you to score. Your fans by the millions demand an encore.
Put on a happy face.
Hey Pete, it's Glenn and Jerry coming from beautiful Sedona, Arizona, and we just want to say we love you so much, and we just keep sending all kinds of healing vibes and beautiful thoughts and all our love your way, buddy.
Since COVID's keeping us all apart, we just want to say happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Peter dear.
Baby,
everything's coming up roses from us over here. Okay.
We love you, Peter. Take
Cheers.
care. Bye, darling.
That's a friend.
when you're down and troubled, and you need some love and care, and nothing, no, nothing is going right.
Just close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there to brighten up your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes, I'll be there. You got a friend. You got a friend. You got a friend.
Hello, Miranda. It's me, Gary. Don't worry. I love the way you move.
Not worried. I thought I was alone, that's all.
You're going to make the finals. I can see that.
I've been making the finals since I was 3 years old. Little Miss Eisenhower Park, 1968.
Do you know what I find the most interesting part of the finals? The interviews with the judges. As an example, last year I asked this one girl if she thought there was a generation gap. She didn't think so. She won the title.
Gotta go. My mother's waiting for me.
I ask interesting questions, and I like interesting answers.
I hope my answers please you, Mr. Rhodes.
So do I. Oh, hello, Miranda. I'm glad you called. Come on in. We'll rehearse your interview.
Ladies and gentlemen from Hollywood, California, look out! Because it's time for the new show all America's talking about, Real Families. And now, here's your Real Families host and hostess, Phil Terry and Elaine Parker.
Hello, everybody. I'm Phil Terry.
And I'm Elaine Parker.
And welcome to Real Families, the show that each week asks the question, hey, America, who are you, really?
Tonight we're going all the way to Cincinnati, Ohio, where we'll spend an entire week with the family you see right behind us.
That's right, Elaine. This is Herb and Lucille Tarlick and their children. That's Bunny, who's 8, and Herb the third, who's 7. Herb Sr. is a sales executive with a very popular local radio station, and Lucille, well, Lucille says she's just your average housewife. But are they really average? I mean, who are these Tarlicks anyway, huh?
We're about to find out, Phil, as only a Real Families on-the-spot camera crew can.
This is the lobby where Jennifer Marlowe works. You know, I don't know what your receptionist looks like back in Hollywood, but I wanted to tell you. Oh, here she is. Hi, Jennifer. This is TV people, national television.
Hello.
You're the receptionist?
Yes, that's right.
Say, Lucille, would you say Herb was a loyal husband?
Why, yes. Why do you ask?
Well, there are some very attractive women where Herb works.
Yes. Jennifer had a crush on Herb at one time, but that's all over with now.
Jennifer had a crush on Herb, not the other way around? Doesn't that sound a little hard to believe?
Well, yes, it does. But that's the way it happened.
I what?
Lucille said at one time you had a crush on Herb.
Why, yes. We're all pretty crazy about Herb, but that was a long time ago.
Did anything happen?
No, trust me.
I I spend the night in a chair, hoping she'll be there, but she never comes. And then I wake up, brush the sleep from my eyes, and then I rise to face another day without her. Can't go on without her. It's all wrong without her. But tonight I mustn't think of her. No more memories. Starting tonight I simply must forget. Music might I'm drinking
You have always had only the most spectacular taste in music. You always pick, you always choose, you always sing the best songs. You always know the best singers to bring with you and the right arrangements.
wonderful.
And it's such a joy and a pleasure to hear good music sung by good singers.
Thank you. Thank you, Chuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, celebrating our men and women in uniform, Mr. Peter Marshall.
You'll never know just how much I miss you. You'll never know just how much I care. And if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love for you. You ought to know, for haven't I told you so? You went away and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every prayer. If there is some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know now. You'll never know if you don't know.
Thank you, Dickens and Harry Warren.
This is Fantasy, the show where dreams really do come true. And here to make them happen are fantasy team Peter Marshall and Leslie Uggams.
Fantasy. Today we'll meet a young lady whose dream it is to be a rock and roll DJ. And she gets to meet Devo.
Oh, I like them. They're hot. And you'll learn the story of a Las Vegas waiter whose driving fantasy is to earn enough money
to get his family back from Italy. Can we help?
He didn't lose them at the tables, did he?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know if we can get them back.
Guess who's
putting on the Blitz?
That's right.
Putting on the Blitz.
ABC Daytime's putting on the Blitz. The All-Star Blitz.
Putting on the Blitz. Putting on the Blitz.
The All-Star Blitz.
Putting on the Blitz.
Contestants can win up to $50,000 in cash and prizes when they join host Peter Marshall.
Putting on the Blitz.
The All-Star Blitz.
Putting on the Blitz.
Premieres Monday, April 8th at 11:10 Central and Pacific.
Putting on the Blitz.
Put on the Blitz.
Today, one of these stars is sitting in the secret square, and the contestant who picks it first could win a prize package worth over $3,000. Which star is it? Paul Williams, Rich Little, Karen Valentine, Joey Bishop, Connie Stevens, Wally Cox, Abby Dalton, Buddy Hackett, Shirley Jones, Charley Weaver, Vincent Price, Rosemary, Carl Reiner, George Goebel, John Davidson, Joan Rivers, Jonathan Winters, Jane Wyman, Tony Randall, or Paul Lynde, all in the Hollywood Square. And here's the master of the Hollywood Square, Peter Marshall.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the Hollywood Square. Hello, stars. We have a good group, per usual, on the Friday night shows. Gorgeous panel we have this evening. First time I've ever done the show without a tie, but they have the new Hollywood Square necklace, the little gold, solid gold with a diamond, and they gave me one, and I'm very proud of it, and there you are.
Should be, Peter.
Yes, I love it.
Live from New York City's famed Rockefeller Plaza, the first Daytime Emmy Award presentation.
The nominees for Best Host or Hostess of the year are Emmy winners in their respective categories, and they are, Jackie.
For a game show, Peter Marshall, Hollywood Squares, NBC.
And for a talk, variety, or service show, Dinah Shore, Dinah's Place, NBC. The winner, Jacqueline.
The winner is Peter Marshall, Hollywood Squares, NBC.
Hey, what a neat thing. Boy, is it good to lose. Dinah, I love you, and we were talking about this before the show. And you're my favorite, and I'll love you always and always. Thank you, my dear. And good luck on your new show, my dear. All righty? Thank you.
Object for the players is to get 3 stars in a row, either across or down or diagonally. It is up to them to figure out if the stars give you a correct answer and make you one up. That's how they get the squares. The game is worth $200. We play a 2 out of 3 match. Our players play for $400, and every day we play the secret square game. We'll start with that.
In what state was Abraham Lincoln born?
In what state?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like all of us, naked and screaming.
Sandy Duncan.
What famous work of literature includes among its famous cast of characters a crocodile and an Indian princess?
Peter Pan!
She said,
I did it, Peter Pan.
Said Peter Pan.
Trust me.
Could you please? Yeah, let me explain what that noise is. That's our director. No. No, that's our tacky buzzer, which means the time is up. But we did go to Sandy for the question, so we can complete. Yes, I will repeat the question. Alrighty. What famous work of literature includes among its famous cast of characters a crocodile and an Indian princess? Sandy said.
Oh, it's Peter Pan.
I'll agree with
you.
That is what it is, and we have an X there, and we're going to add up the scores right now. This is for a trip for 2 around the world via TWA, a 1968 Pontiac Firebird, and that's what this fella could win right now. The questions are...
What will you settle for right now?
Connie Stevens. Connie Stevens, no. But we have 2 tickets for you and Connie Stevens to go to the Joey Bishop show. I'd rather have that anyway. All right. Say, win some money now, okay? Who played Anne Margaret's father in the film Bye Bye Birdie?
Dick Van Dyke.
You got a laugh?
Yes, I disagree.
You know who it was? Take a guess.
Not Dick Van Dyke.
No, it wasn't. Good. It was Paul Lynde. Oh, yes.
Sorry about that,
Paul also starred in the Broadway production with Dick Van Dyke, Chita Rivera, Dick Gaudier.
And Margaret's mother?
Father! Abby, Abby Dalton. I can't take you anyplace.
Wally Cox.
Playing the corners. In dots and dashes, how would you send the message SOS? If you were dining in a restaurant where there were strolling musicians and they approached your table, would you be required to tip them?
You just give them a little salad, you put it in their pocket. No dressing, just a little mayonnaise.
I'll go to Shirley Jones to win.
That's the secret square. The most expensive movie set ever built in Hollywood is still standing. Now, was this set built for Gone with the Wind, Hello, Dolly, or The Sound of Music?
Aha.
It's still standing.
Yes.
The most expensive movie set ever built. Hello, Dolly, Gone with the Wind, or The Sound of Music?
It was Hello, Dolly.
I'll agree.
It's there at Fox. I have seen it. It's Hello, Dolly! Is it a good idea, Tony, to sit down when you're taking a shower?
Yes.
Are false eyelashes fashionable?
Yes.
You're out shooting skeet.
Ah, yes.
You're ready to shoot at the clay pigeon.
Yes.
What do you yell?
Skeet.
All in, please.
Fainting is caused by a rapid and great fall of something. What?
The stock market.
Vincent Price.
True or false? Nearly every part of your body generates some electricity.
Oh, Peter, at my age, I've got a couple of parts of my body that would shock you. Oh, my. Oh.
If you don't have your tonsils removed when you're young, you may have trouble with a double chin later.
I'm leaving, Peter.
Don't leave, Ro. We need you.
I've had my tonsils removed. I don't have a double chin. I have 3 chins. No, that's false. That doesn't have anything to do with it.
I agree.
Tonsils have nothing to do with a double chin.
Rich Little.
Sure enough, Rich. On the old Honeymooners television show, Ed Norton worked in the sewers. What did his good buddy Ralph Cramden do?
Yeah, that's right. Ed worked down in the sewer there. Jackie Gleason. Jackie Gleason, how sweet it is. Now, Jackie Gleason was a bus driver. Worked for the bus company.
I agree.
That's right. Good start with the sugar, Larry.
John Rivers.
Hi, Johnny. I saw you on one of the nighttime shows and they never spoke to you.
Never talked to
But
me.
see, daytime is a little different here. Can you improve your figure with a bowling ball?
I tried that, but my bra kept ripping.
Karen Valentine, please.
Karen, true or false? One of the latest patents awarded by the United States Patent Office is for a plastic hat that converts into an ice cream dish.
Oh, I don't. Well, into an ice cream dish.
Ice cream dish. A plastic hat that
Plastic.
converts. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll buy it.
She said, yeah, that's true.
I'll agree.
That's right. All righty, for the second. Not your turn. Of the following movie stars, who is the tallest? Rock Hudson, Chuck Connors, or Jim Arness? The tallest. Rock Hudson, Chuck Connors, or Jim Arness?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh!
Are you dozing off here? I'm terrible.
Well, I didn't hear my name, Peter. I
know, that's all
apologize.
right.
I know you're in a hurry.
Paul, in the television series, why does Kojak suck on lollipops?
Well, what else do you do with a lollipop?
Jonathan, Sally Sweetwater, what would make someone call you a tar heel, Sally?
If they were to call me that, I'd hit them with a brand new hammer very hard. And then go over them with tiny tacks. No, that's part of my humor, and
because I've been upstairs all my life. I would say, to answer your question almost immediately, a Tar Heel would be a North Carolinian.
I agree.
Right. Paul Williams, all righty. This is for the block diagonally. According to experts, does anything undesirable happen when you freeze your carrots?
When you do what?
When you freeze your carrots, anything undesirable happen?
Sorry, I nodded off. You know, I've been here all night, you know. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they turn blue is what happens.
Well, he said, yeah,
I agree. Clang them together, they play
lose their
stormy weather.
Put an X there. Signa, your turn. What, if anything, could make a big dinosaur go 30 miles an hour?
Oh, getting bricked. That's a very famous old joke that I will not...
To be correct, when properly dressed in a kilt, what should a Scotsman tuck in the top of his stocking?
Is he a very big Scotsman?
Your father was a jackass, your mother was a horse. Now, Paul, what does that make you?
The star on the center square, beaver face.
Abby Dalton to win. Abby, this is for $1,200. Symphonic arrangements call for many different sounds. What instrument would be used if the music called for a tinkle? It's only a half-hour show, Abby.
Just raise your hand. And I know that.
There are evenings when it is not easy.
Charles, how many balls would you expect to find on a billiard table?
How many guys are playing?
Paul, will anything bring tears? Anything bring tears to a monkey's eyes?
Yes. Learning that Tarzan swings both ways.
George Goebel, please.
For $200, George, according to archaeologists, true or false, a pea can last 5,000 years.
Boy, sometimes it sure seems like it.
What's the one thing, Paul, the one thing Dear Abby says you should never do in bed?
Point and laugh.
Japanese birds. No, I'll try that. Traditionally, Japanese brides. I will not pursue this. Japanese brides used to shave something off at the time of their marriage. What?
Japanese
Brides.
Brides?
Yeah, used to shave something off at the time of their marriage. What?
Shave something off at the time of their marriage.
Traditionally.
It must be hair on some part of the body. Wonder where it could be. On the whole, I would say...
Will humming help your tennis game?
This struck me funny. Will humming help my tennis game? Sure, why not? It takes your mind off your balls or something.
True or false? One of the largest tuna fishing fleets in the world operates out of... I don't think this is the question. I'm sorry. Oh, I know it's important, and I'm sorry. I must destroy this question, Elaine, but I must read it, though. One of the largest tuna fishing fleets in the world. Sorry, I really am. We'll have a commercial. We'll be right back.
Wow, what talent. Well, I just wrote this little ditty for you, Peter. Roses are red, tulips are yellow. Peter Marshall is a very handsome fellow. And talented. birthday boy, you bring so much joy and happiness to everybody, all your friends and all your family, and everybody loves you so much. And I know I always would have a great time doing Hollywood Squares with you because, you know, that saying, you're in good hands with Allstate, well, we're all in good hands with Peter Marshall. You are the master at setting up a joke. And you were always generous with your time and talent when it comes to raising money for good causes. Speaking of which, I understand that your birthday wish is that people would donate to actorsandothersforanimals.com. And there's a link that you can click on or go to actorsandothers.com/Peter Marshall. Okay? Well, happy birthday, big boy. And my birthday wish for you is health, happiness, and abundant joy always. You are so loved.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Marshall. Happy birthday to you. I'd now like to ask my husband, who used to play baseball over here, to wish you also a happy birthday. I'm out of character now, so Carmen, give us a pitch.
Fastball or curve?
I don't know. Whatever you say. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. We love you, and beautiful, precious Lori also. Have a wonderful day. A big birthday it is. And stay well. We love
Happy
you.
birthday, Peter. We love you.
And Peter, here is your beautiful god puppy, Bongo. He just said happy birthday. He went like that with your happy birthday. Isn't that true, sweetheart? Did you just say happy birthday to Peter too? Yeah. Oh, that was fun, wasn't it? Didn't you have a good time? Are you ready now? Oh, yes. That was wonderful. I love you, Bongo.
This is my Luna, and this is my Lovey, and I have all these wonderful dogs. And I'm so happy that we're doing this for Actors and Others. And my wonderful pal, JoAnne Worley, to be frank with you, I didn't know half of you were still with us. I'm sort of with you. I've had this terrible virus for the past 10 weeks. I've been in and out of the hospital, but I think I've turned the corner, and I'm 95 years of age. Can you believe that? I never thought I would ever be 75. My dad died at 38. I had 4 uncles. Nobody lived past 60. So I figured, let's go out and have some fun, which I did. I've had this wonderful life. I really have. I've got 4 great kids. I've got 9 great grandkids. I've got, I think, 8 or 9 or 10 great grandkids. Anyway, I've had this wonderful life, and these past 35 years have been very special because I've had a very special lady in my life, my wonderful Lori, and I'm going to cry. So anyway, thank you all. It's so nice. What can I say? I'm just one of the luckiest guys I've ever known. Oh, Lucky Pete says bye-bye. Thank you.
Wow.